Hey everybody, this is Matt Bourgeois here with a tip of the week. So this tip is for new advisors. This is going to be under our new advisor section for photos. So if you're a photographer and you know all kind of stuff about photos, this video is not for you. But if you're working with print, maybe you have a newsletter, a magazine, maybe you're new to printing in general, and you're wondering why your photos don't look so clear, these are some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years to explain to people for the first time how to help them get good resolution photos. So the tip of the day is to look at the size of the photo. So no matter where you take your photos at, you'll notice that there is the size, right? When you open it up in Windows or Mac, you'll see the size of the photo. You can also notice it at the bottom of the program. And whether you're building your thing in InDesign or Photoshop, or whether you're using an online program like a Canva or whatever, you might often notice that you put pictures that look good in, but then they print, or when you look at the PDF, they're blurry. And so one of the biggest ways you can help ahead of time without knowing all the technical details and knowing all the PPIs and DPIs is just look at the size of the photo, okay? If your cell phone is set to the big JPEG, Android, iPhone, iPhone has this new high efficiency setting. You want the original big JPEG image if you're going to end up putting it in print. Doesn't mean that the other ones won't work, but this is just the easiest way to think about it. The bigger the photo, the more pixels, the better it's going to look in print, assuming that, it's like in focus and stuff. But just important to realize that when you take a photo with your iPhone, it should be megabytes in size. For example, one photo should be 1 to 2 megabytes. So there's 1,000 KB, right, kilobytes, in 1 megabyte. So you just need to have megabyte photos. So if somebody emails you a bunch of photos and you see they're 200 KB, that's a warning sign. One of the biggest problems, especially whether you're a student media director in college, you're putting together the newspaper and your newspaper people went out and took photos with their camera, the first place you have to look is the camera. Doesn't matter how big the camera is, there is a large, a medium, and a small size photo. So all cameras have to be set to just large photo. Large JPEG is what you generally want. Especially this is beginners, remember? Okay, photographers might be one taking different formats, but we just want the largest possible photo, and it should be megabytes in size, not kilobytes. So that's your first line of defense. So somebody sends you an email, and for example, if you're brand new, okay, and you're on the internet, and you just right-click and copy, you're already in a problematic. If you're trying to go to a website to take off a photo, you're in a bad place. You don't want to take anything off of the web. So that includes Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. That is not a place to get photos for print. Could it be possible that you could find a decent photo on there? Yes, but all of those photos have been shrunk in size. So just imagine when you take a photo on your phone, it looks exactly the same on the phone. But that phone has a size. So for example, it could be the size of this picture right over here, this picture. It could be the size of that picture, or it could be the size of a postcard. It could be the size of a billboard. You have no idea just looking at it on your phone or your computer. So you want the biggest picture possible. And the best way to tell is just by the size. So if somebody is sending you pictures and you see that they're 200 and 300 KB, you need to ask for the original photo. Because if you ask for the original photo, you will get a much nicer image in the end. I'm going to flip my screen around and I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like in InDesign real quick. Obviously, you might be using any online program or something else to make your printed media. But whatever you're using, it should tell you the dots per inch or the pixels per inch. So I'm going to flip my screen around and I'm going to flip my screen around right here. There you go. All right, so if you look at this spread real quick, this is just like a little yearbook spread that I picked out. It's just a bunch of pictures, right, on a page. And so over here in my links panel, or maybe your program might call it pictures, I'm going to be looking for what in InDesign is called the Effective Ppi or Effective DPI. That's really the only thing that matters, because that tells me how many pixels I'm going to get when I go to print this. But let me just take this picture over here, right? This is a pretty decent photo. I need 300 dots per inch to look good. But if I'm going to open this photo up, let's see, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to open this in Finder. And right there, 12 megabytes, 9 megabytes. These are big photos, okay? My only low-res image that I have is this image right here. So I'm going to zoom in on it, and I'm going to kind of give you a little thing. Now, if you're watching this in high resolution on YouTube, this will make a lot of sense. If you're watching it and it's on lower, everything's going to look the same to you, but that's okay. So when I zoom in here, check this out. I am looking at, and I'm just going to make sure everything's on high quality here. So when I zoom in here, okay, you can tell this photo is pixelated. It's a little blurry around the edges. Now, because it happens to be somebody's back and they're standing on a cliff or whatever, it's maybe not going to turn out so terrible, you know. But just by zooming in, you can tell here on this program, look how crisp and clean she is, how crisp and clear they are, and then how blurry this photo is. This photo is only 196. When I come over here to the Finder, see right there, 81 KB. So just imagine that other photo was 12,000 KB, and this one is 81. Well, no wonder it's blurry. And so without all the technical speech, you just kind of get rid of the technical speech out of it. Here's a photo that's 460 KB. So that's not even a whole megabyte. So this photo is smaller than the average photo that you would take with a cell phone, right? So I'm going to grab that photo, which just disappeared on me. So here we go. Let me go to Reveal in the Finder. And I'm going to take this photo here, and I'm going to drop it in this right here. And you can already see it looks better than the other one did. And look at that, 400 dots per inch. So that's perfectly good to use for print. So, your online program might not show you this number, the Effective Ppi. Some yearbook programs, if you're using an online yearbook program, they often have very low standards, print standards, so they might not even show you anything until you get to 200 DPI, which at the end of the day won't be the worst photo in the world, but if you want to just do the average standard for printing, you're going to want 300 DPI. Last thing I want to mention, just because this is tips of the day for new advisors, people that are brand new with working with print, just check out the two main types of photos that I always point out to people is your typical posed images, right? These are just people smiling at the camera, and your candid shots. And it's so important to get candid shots. They're much more interesting. I would call this photo right here with the guy barbecuing, it's kind of like a hybrid, because he did turn and smile, but they're still like everyone's waiting, they're barbecuing. You get a feel for what's happening. At the time of this recording, we're still in the middle of a lot of COVID restrictions at school, so people are wearing masks. And, there's nothing as terrible as a bunch of photos of people smiling, but you can't see their smiles. So one good thing for yearbooks and student publications, they've kind of forced photographers to take more candid shots, because if you're wearing masks and you're doing a science project, it's way more interesting than just smiling at the camera when we can't even see your smile. So that's one thing I would look for in photos, is the type of photo you want to take. You want candid shots. You want people action shots. You can fake it. I mean, this could be a fake shot. So look at this one. You could be like, hey, y'all, pretend like you're all fighting. And you could just take a nice photo, like a candid shot, instead of them just smiling, holding their stuff. So anyway, those are my tips and tricks of the day. For more content like this, please like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. That really helps me out a lot. And I hope you guys have a great day. And check out more videos. We actually have, if you want more in depth about photos for beginners, I have a whole longer thing about getting high resolution images, and then another video called Photo Bomb. So hopefully that'll be in the description below. You can click on those links if you want like a longer video. But as of right now, you guys have a great day. And my name is Matt from the Bayou, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.